See, this is what you're talking about right here. You feel like you give too many people access to you, and then you're depleted. You're depleted. You empty. You know, you know, you're not like other people that when you're depleted for a long, it takes you a while. No, you go to sleep or you take you a nap and you good. But it's just the point. And it depends on what it is. Sometimes you can go to sleep and take a nap. Sometimes you just need to go to sleep, period. Sleep it off, and sometimes it ain't no 1 day sleep. Sometimes you just gotta, take a couple of days of break away from people to rejuvenate. It depends on what they dumping and what you got going on, because they could be dumping and then you got stuff that you got to deal with and you got going on in your life that you got to deal with, and then you got this other person dumping, so that accumulates, and then now you got to get yourself together. You got to go in hermit mode. You got to not take no calls and, stay put. Hibernate in your home and get your own self together. Get you some rest. Listen to high vibrational music. Get your jam on. Do a jam session. Pop it and lock it. Put you some Planet Rock on and, pop it and lock it and get yourself together. Do your dance and do what you got to do. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it and get it on, get it on down. All of that builds up and lifts your vibration. When you pop it and locking and doing it, doing your dance and, you doing your thing, that's not just you moving your body, you moving that energy, you sweating, you getting yourself. I mean, I'm not talking about just putting your jam on. I'm talking about really getting in it, getting into it where you sweating. Turn on your jam. You need to have all of the collective need to have at least a 30-minute, playlist. If you're a singer, a 30-minute playlist that you just sing for 30 minutes. Put jam after jam after jam. A jam that you put on and you may don't even feel, you just down and up. You don't even feel like singing. You don't feel like doing nothing. But you turn it on. You just find yourself. The first one may go by, but the second will come on. You start humming and you start, singing, and before you know it, you getting into it. And then before you know it, it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes going by, and you got jam after jam after jam, and you having a jamming session, whether it's dancing and sweating or singing. Something to take your mind off and lift your vibration, to take you out of that funk that you in, or that energy that you in. I know I've said this before, but there's some of you that may not have heard me say that before. That's one of the fastest ways to lift your vibration, to get you out of that kind of energy, that negative, dumping, that negative energy. Sleep, dance, sing. Music is really, and if you don't feel like doing that, and you working or whatever, and you at work and you feeling some type of way, put on high vibration. Go to YouTube and put on high vibrational music while you work. Let the music do what it's gonna do to lift you up. They got all kinds of beats, high vibrational music. Just put that in, and they have all kinds of stuff. You, whatever you trying to lift up, jazz. No, if you're not trying to listen to no music, you're not trying to listen to words, jazz. As you know, I listen to jazz all day, jazz. Because jazz is music. It has an intention. When they do the music, it has an intention, but it's not with the words. So most of the time, you could just listen to jazz to keep you in a calm, keep your nervous system calm, cool, calm, collected, keep you in a good mood, keep you consistent, you know, and that's what you need. All right, so we had 23 minutes. All right, so that's how you feel. You feel like you give too much. Bottom line, you give too much, and you give to the wrong people. It's been consistently coming out that you give too much, but you give too much to the wrong people. The people turn out to be the wrong people. At first, everything's good, but it seems like it always turns to be something negative. You're seeing a pattern. And so now you're paying attention and you're feeling some type of way, because it always ends up to be something negative. And you always have to be placed in a predicament that you have to cut somebody off. You got to cut them off. You got to remove them out of your life. You got to stop giving. You got to let them stop depending on you. But with this situation, I want you to think about it from a different perspective. If this is your gift, talent, and ability is to give. In some capacity, you are to give. Whatever it is that you do. The thing is it's not that you always give into the wrong individual.